Alright, so here you have it, guys. We're going to break down a healing comparison like we did with the tanks not too long ago. It's going to be a countdown style video, so we're going to kind of put it in order on who is currently the better heals in alpha. Numbers are still being tuned, but so they can change at any time, but currently we're going to look at exactly how it's playing this alpha. This is all about my preference, guys, on not just how it's healing, but how fun is it to actually play, and is it sticking to that class fantasy that they're talking about? Most of them are. All of them actually are sticking to that class fantasy that they're working with. But what we've got here, we're looking at the Mistweaver Monk, the Holy Pally, Holy Priest, the Discipline Priest, Resto Shaman, and Resto Druid. That's what we've got available to us. There are no new healers right now, so let's go ahead and start on with number 6. The Discipline Priest, guys. I had to put it at number 6, and here's the reason why. With the shields nerfed to dog shit and the new Atonement heal style, the gameplay on this has definitely changed drastically. No more shield the raid and win the meter kind of gameplay. So what's new? Well, the playstyle is way more fun than live, but in the current state that it's in, it's more of a headache than positive. Keeping Atonement up on these guys that are needing healing is awesome. It's a good gameplay change, and then you got to do the damage for the healing. But it's massively increased the skill cap in the process. So if you're used to live Discipline Priest, this is not going to be for you, more than likely. You're going to have some issues. The biggest headache on this, though, is the damage scaling factor. You can end up using this ability. Smite is your main damage factor, and what Smite does is it not only does damage, but it also puts a damage padding ability on top of the ad that you're attacking. This is great for single target, this is great for the tank. The problem you have is the damage is not enough to heal through Atonement. How do you increase this? Well, overall spell power is going to increase this. The other thing that's going to increase this is through your artifact ability. What else is going to increase this? Well, they could just tune the numbers a little bit more. You do have a couple different things that are going to do it. There's not a whole lot, guys. I noticed that I was struggling very hard to try and end up getting somebody healed back up by doing just the basic damage rotation, and in a 5-man situation, it almost seems like this doesn't have a place, unfortunately, because the damage is so low that the healing's not there. You can increase your mastery to try and increase it. I've done a lot of different things while testing this, and in the current state that it's in, the damage of the Discipline Priest is too low to match the healing, or they need to adjust the mastery scaling to fit, because they can do some really good crazy heals, but right now this shouldn't even be considered in a 5-man content, because you'll just get your shit pushed in. This is the main reason that it's at number 6 out of all the healers. With some tuning, it would be on par with the others, but currently the others are sitting real tight. It was really hard to end up putting them in a category, but because of this concept that they've readjusted the damage so low. My first pass, it was awesome, guys. It played nice. It was fun to do. This pass through, it's dog shit because the damage is just too goddamn low to heal anyone else that takes damage. So with that being said, we're going to work on to number 5. It's the Mistweaver Monk. I've done a lot of raid testing on this, guys. I've done a lot with this spec, but it still feels a little undertuned. The mana management feels very low in comparison to some of the other heal classes, and this puts a huge damper on its placement. Monks have a huge toolkit of being able to do some insane single target and AoE healing, but fall behind because the spells cost so damn much. The changes are mild and easy to work with from live and learning to use your mastery in the more single target heal game, and not the AoE masters that we currently knew them as. Unfortunately, they kind of dropped underneath because your one AoE Vivify costs way too much. Revival is still there though, and it still works the same, but the healing is much lower than live, and Uplift is completely gone. Poop, say goodbye to that overpowered spell. Unfortunately, guys, the renew spam uplift game is it's not going to exist. Soothing Mist is no longer your efficient heal. It's not castable. Basically, when you cast a passive single target heal, it passively ends up channeling on that person. Not the greatest thing. It's not that great. Lots and lots of changes into this spec that plays different. I do have a how does it play video out there that you can refer to. In the current state, it plays alright. Just with some huge mana consuming abilities, you're going to heal more single target. You don't seem to be able to spam heal like some of the other classes, and it feels the balance is a bit off right now just because of that ability. Mobility is still top notch though, with roll, or you can choose Chi Torpedo, which Chi Torpedo seems a little OP in my opinion, but it works great depending on how you spec. And all in all, guys, the spec feels okay. It doesn't feel great, it's not bad, but it feels okay. This is bad right now. This is okay. Alright? So we're going to move on to number 4, ladies and gentlemen. It's the Restoration Shaman. The Resto Shaman is still in a really good place. Not very many changes from live. Really, there isn't. The artifact ability seems to be a bit undertuned, doing AoE in your current AoE. So they're mainly made up for the as a niche class, the whole stack healing we're used to on live is still there. That's basically where their downfall is. They're going to be more focused on stack healing. Chain heal is still God mode, but it is costly. It is a huge heal. It's not as bad as some of them that others have. So you can still do a lot of AoE, and it's got an increased range. So it's pretty awesome there, guys. But there's a huge emphasis on the Riptide play and working with your procs, what is it, the Tidal Waves proc that you're working with. It only generates 1 charge of Tidal Waves now, which is pretty nice. And the new alpha spec is using Healing Stream Totem also. It's got 2 charges now, guys, baseline. I believe it's baseline, don't get me wrong. They keep playing it back and forth to where it's an echo of elements and just baseline with the 2 charges. It doesn't heal as much, but it seems to be like a more efficient heal, like a heal on top of your efficient heal. Most of the totems have been reworked or moved into the PvP talents also. With the Restoration Shaman, you had the Absorb one. Hold on, it's coming to my head. No, it's not. It's gone. Anyways, guys, you had the Absorbing Totem. It starts with the G, maybe, possibly. Grounding Totem, that's it. And basically, that was a good little mechanic item to end up using. Well, that's baked into the PvP shit now. It sucks. The biggest change and downfall of the spec, though, is the removal of your Earth Shield from PvE. It is still in the PvP talent system. Not so much for the heal it did, but the ability to increase your tank healing. That extra percentage that the tank got whenever you healed them was enough to make you feel like you're doing alright, because your single target heals feel a little bit on the undertuned side. And I just did a PvP live stream on this, and I can confirm even in PvP, their single target heals feel really, really low in comparison. Spirit Link Totem and Healing Tide Totem still reflect nicely, and Shamans feel like they are still the cooldown kings of healing. But that's what you're basing it on, is cooldowns alone. A bit of an adjustment on the single target tank healing, and life will be good again. But until then, sitting in a lower ranking, let's move on to number 3, the Holy Paladin. The sacrificial goat is prepped and ready. This goat just happens to be you. Playing this class with the new changes felt more like old school Pally than it had in a long time. BC and Rat to be exact. The new class fantasy has you balls deep into whatever's going on and sacrificing some blood in the process. Light of the Martyr is a new and cool ability that instantly heals your target and does a % of the healing as damage to you in the process. This ability makes Paladins clutch as fuck on healing, being able to sacrifice some of their health to keep someone from dying. Just don't die in the process, guys. Mastery has also been changed. It heals the closer you are to the target. So keeping you on top or close to everyone in the group, you'll probably be right in the middle of the melee. Spamming Flash of Light brought back some memories of TOGC and Nax and Wrath when I was healing on a Paladin then. As I spammed that button till I felt like I was going to break my keyboard, guys. It was, you're very flash heavy again. It's kind of weird. I didn't use the regular heal hardly at all, unfortunately. But mana management felt great even doing that. Light of Dawn is back to being a directional cone. It's no longer a circled AoE, guys. It is in a direction. This thing was reverted back a few X-Packs with some changes, but feels awesome and plays like the class fantasy should. Great spec and enjoyable. Go Team Pally, and off to... Come on, guys. Number 2, Holy Priest. I never thought I'd see the day that this class would reach close to the stars again. It's a reigning top. It's reigning top dog, guys. It's doing really good. With the healing changes and HOTS being more effective, Renew and their Mastery take charge yet again. The Mastery still works the same as live, where healing adds a hot base on the percentage of the healing that was done. Mastery and crit look very strong for this class for this reason. The higher the heal, the more you're going to end up doing as a actual hot ability, guys. So it just seems to reflect back and forth very nicely. Prayer Mending is also currently OP. Being able to have multiple up at once and ticking damage situations just absolutely makes this thing go bananas. B-A-N-A-N-A-S, bananas. Talents reflect nicely for different fights and playstyles, but the spec seems very strong in all aspects. Chakras have been removed, which is a great deal. No more having to stance as a healer. The new Miracle Heal for single target and AoE at a very nice incentive. You have Serenity, which is your single target, and then you have Sanctify, which is your AoE. Both are very nice. And basically, Serendipity has been reworked to work with this. Your single target heals are going to reduce the cast time on Serenity and Prayer of Healing, and then there's talent that lets Prayer Mending also do it, but they're going to reduce the cast time or the cooldown time of Sanctify, which is your new AoE Miracle Heal. The Artifact ability is also very nice, kind of clutch item for the toolkit. It's going to do an okay heal, but it's going to put a 25% healing taken from you buff on them over, I want to say, 15 seconds. And it's huge. It's nice. It allows you to get some really top-notch heals off. Guys, they are very clutch as Holy Rain's on, so keep that in mind. And now we're going to go to number 1, the Resto Druid. Currently the strongest, guys. It's the most mobile, the most mana efficient, and most fun class to play. Hots. That's all I've got to say, guys. Not very many changes from live, and that leaves it a tad bit on the strong side, because you're going to be used to this spec. Gameplay is very fun, and very, very productive with the new healing models that we've got in Legion. Hots are going to rule the world once again in this new expansion, and Druids have that covered by all means. And don't worry, if that doesn't seem to be enough, Genesis may not be in the spellbook, but it's still there as your artifact ability. It's on a 1.5 minute cooldown, and it doubles the ticks out of all your Hots you have up. If the tank's in trouble, Iron Bark is still around to keep them alive through the hardest of hits and can be spec'd to increase the healing the target ends up taking while it's active. Tank healing and group healing are both extremely strong, and as far as I can see, unless they completely break it, this spec will be top dog coming into the beta version and possibly even live. I had a ton of fun with this spec, guys, and I did not feel overly stressed at all in the process. It was fun. I was able to smile and keep on going and just relax and blow through this stuff, unlike with the Discipline Priest, where I felt like I needed a gun in my mouth. From beginning to end here, we had number 6, number 1. I really don't know how to end up saying how this is going to stress or come into live, but it is definitely a completely different playstyle. So again, guys, in order, we are looking at the Discipline Priest as number 6, Mistweaver took 5th, Restoration Shaman 4th, Holy Paladin 3rd, Holy Priest number 2, and then the Resto Druid is number 1 for good reason. Again, guys, thanks, and I hope this helped you out. If it did, beat up that like button like it stole your girlfriend, and subscribe for all the up-to-date content.